Hi friends, I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki here. Please disregard my hands, no rings, no jewelry, but I just got in from outside working in the front porch and things like that, so it's starting to come together. But I wanted to come today and share with you just some general information about disc-bound notebooks because you may be confused about them, you don't know what they are, how they work, and I want to share those tidbits with you today because it really is such a great tool. So let's jump right in. So what is a disc-bound notebook? It is just that, a notebook, but the only difference between that and your typical spiral notebook is that it uses disc to connect the papers versus using spirals. And so when you think about a disc-bound, just, think about it no differently than you do a notebook, but a disc-bound has so much more function than your typical spiral notebook. And so that's a lot of what I want to share with you today is kind of the function and how it's really better than your typical spiral notebook, because a spiral notebook, once you have one, once you fill up the papers, you're done. You need to get another notebook, or it's just there's no more room to add. You can't take things out, you can't put things in, and you can't alter the size. When you buy a 2-subject, that's what you have. A 3-subject, that's what you have. And that's not the case with a disc-bound, because with a disc-bound you're able to just insert and take the papers out easily because of the way that it is punched, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But that gives you so much versatility with your notebooks. So if you want to add papers in, if you want to print papers out and punch them and put them in your disc-bound notebook, it really makes for a more efficient way to take notes, to have your resources, to keep your planner, all kinds of things. And I think what confuses people sometimes is they see the disc-bound, and a lot of times it's spoken about in the context of being a planner, when yes, you can use it as a planner and you can set it up as being a planner, but you can also just use it as a simple notebook, and it's really great for that purpose also. So another thing I like about disc-bound is it can grow with you. So again, if you have that spiral notebook, it's a standard size, whatever you buy. But with the disc-bound, you may start out with a smaller size notebook, but as you add papers and accumulate and take more notes, you may need to move up into larger size. And with the disc-bound, all it means is just changing your disc into a different size. So you don't have to kind of get a new notebook. You don't have to remove your papers. All you have to do is just change over the smaller disc to the larger disc, which is a simple process of simply just pulling them out and grabbing the disc. Another thing about the disc-bound notebooks are that they come in different sizes. So you can buy them in the regular letter size, and that way you can just print out papers, put them in, you can have note paper in there, whatever you need, or you can buy them in the half letter size, and those are very convenient to take on the go. Now, the key to a disc-bound planner that is different than having a spiral notebook is that I do recommend that you get the punch if you get this type of notebook, because you're wanting to put things in and take things out. It gives you the ability to punch your paper so that it can fit into the disc-bound. And so with the disc-bound, it has a specialty cut. So it's not like a 3-hole punch and it has the circles. It has a special cut that allows you to really put papers in and out. So that's why you would need this specific punch, and they have it in different brands. Different brands sell it, but it's the disc-bound punch is what you need. You can't use a regular 3-hole punch. It won't work that way. But the disc-bound the punch will punch for a letter size notebook or a half letter size. So you don't have to get a punch for any particular size. Once you get one, it'll do both sizes. And what I love about the disc-bound also is that you get them in so many beautiful kind of styles and colors. You can get linen, you can get gold, and it allows you to change things up. It's really a professional way to have a notebook. A lot of times when you look at the spiral notebooks that are available, they look kind of high schoolish or elementary schoolish. And so with these, they're very just kind of adult, professional, but you still have that function of a notebook. And a lot of people are just not planner people. They prefer to keep notebooks, and they'll keep notebook after notebook. And so this really is a great source or a great tool to use for that. And friends, this is something that is huge with the Discbound that I love, is that it's both right hand and left hand friendly. You know, typically notebooks, they're right-hand friendly. When you go to write, if you're right-handed, you don't have a problem. If you're left-handed, it's not the most comfortable. You can tell it's not set up for you. But that's not the case with the Discbound, because if you're right-handed, of course, you can keep it in this direction and you will be just fine. But if you're left-handed, you can put the disc on the other side and have your notebook so that it's set up properly for you, and you're able to write as, you know, you are left-handed and it's still comfortable, and you have your rings on the right side. And so I love that about it, that it is right hand and left hand friendly. So that's something to think about too, as far as comfort and ease when you're writing in your notebook. And of course, it's just the point of putting the papers in the direction that you want the papers in. And of course, because you can take papers in and out, you have that type of control, which you don't necessarily have with the standard notebook or journal. And friends, like I said, you can switch up really easy. So this was the gold Discbound. Remember when we started, the thick one was the gold one? Where I simply ripped off the linen cover, put it on the gold, and I switched out the gold here to the silver. And it just gives you different looks with your notebooks, and you can really switch it up. You can put a gold cover with silver rings. You can see in the background there, I have tortoiseshell rings. So it really can bring a lot of style to your notebooks. And so it's a lot of fun. I actually really like the silver rings with the gold. It gives it just a nice touch. And also there's so many accessories that you can have with your notebook. Like I love this pen that it's by Martha Stewart, by the way, and you can find it at Staples, but it can go over your notebook. Also, this one here is Mike's, and he purchased the inserts he uses it actually as his planner, but he purchases the inserts from my stationery line, French Tulip Stationery, and he also got from, I believe it was Office Depot, the month dividers for the Discbound so that he can utilize this as a planner. But his is that letter size. He loves it. It's very masculine. He can take it to work. It's really user friendly for him. And that's the thing about it. It's a very professional look, but it's very user friendly. So for whatever you need it to be, if you need it to be a resource book, if you need to put policies in it, you can, just as long as you have that punch, you're good to go. And like I was saying, I love all of the little accessories that you can find on the market for your Discbound. Like this is great for holding your pen, great for meetings to take on the go. I got this one actually at Staples. I couldn't find it on the website, but you may go in store and find it. Also, look how gorgeous that linen is with the gold rings. And then just by throwing this gold pin across there, you head to your meeting. You look very stylish but efficient. It's just very beautiful. I love this combination of the linen with the gold. So again, you see how this is just an adult way of keeping a notebook. And I love the size of the half because, like I said, you can throw this in your handbag, your work bag, and it's really this size is great for on the go. But again, you can go to places like Levenger, you can go to Staples, and Staples brand for the Discbound is called ARC, A-R-C, and the Office Depot is called, I think it's Tool, T-U-L. So those are the brands that you would find in each one of those stores. Also, Martha Stewart, the gold one here, and the linen one are from Martha Stewart, and you can find those. I'll put the links all below for all of these things, but you can typically find those in Staples. So another thing to think about is your disc size. So the smaller one is probably what most of the Discbound will come with when you purchase it. But again, you can always purchase larger sizes, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. They go up to really large sizes. And you only need the larger sizes if you're adding in more paper. So again, you have to gauge what you really need for your Discbound. But friends, I hope you found the tidbits that I shared today as far as a Discbound helpful. And friends, if you're not subscribed to the At Work with Nikki family, I would love to have you. Please click that subscribe button along with that bell so that you are notified whenever I post. And if you enjoyed this video, it would really be helpful to me if you would click that like button. And I will see you at tomorrow's video. Have a beautiful day, my friends. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.